Hello and welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We are playing through CODA. Kazusa just got a fancy new outfit. Look at this. It's really... just looks like Kazusa to me, but supposedly this is her disguise. After that, we bought a scarf and a hat, making her go from the beautiful, spectacled young lady next door to the beautiful, well-equipped young lady next door. I feel like something is a bit off, though.
なんでそんなに嫌がるんだよ。そりゃ少し窮屈かもしれないけど、街でいきなり正体バレするよりは。
Honestly, I really don't think it's that much of a problem if she's recognized in the streets.
私、髪結べないんだ。
は？
絶対にぐしゃぐしゃになるんだ。前に一度試して、母さんに呆れられたんだ。
Hi, you just gotta learn. It takes 30 seconds to learn how to put up your hair. Just watch a YouTube video. So that's the reason she's always had long, straight hair since I can remember.
だから、メガネは使うけど、コームの方は。
俺が結べばいいんだろ。
え
？Despite being a pianist who should have masterful control of her fingertips, she can't even tie her own hair up into a bun. Honestly, pathetic. Like, come on, Kazusa, you can be better. Though I imagine it's more so her innate tendency to find things too bothersome that's the issue here.
このまとめ方なら、さっきのやり方見てたから、ちゃんと再現できると思う。
Though I have to wonder what is more disastrous, binding one's hair or leaving it beautiful and straight.
けどそれって、毎朝。
迷惑か？
But if she says she can't do it, I have no choice. I'll have to eliminate any factors that can get in the way of my coverage. I have no choice. He says that so often. I had no choice. You always have a choice. The choice is sitting her down like an adult and saying, look, this is how you put your hair up. Like, it's just so dumb.
こっちの仕事の都合もあるから、朝早く出ないと無理な日もあると思う。だから、できれば生活リズムを合わせてくれると。やっぱ、ダメか。
知るか。勝手にしろ。
After giving me her usual verbal abuse, along with her certificate of consent known as do whatever you want, she walks away quickly so I won't catch on. In the end, no matter how much Kazusa complains, she always accepts my ideas one way or another, never losing that last bastion of kindness. When she's around me, she always insists on sulking, always warding off my meddling as nuisance, but she's right next to me before I even know it. Right now, Kazusa is acting like she did before I met Setsuna.
そうだ、カズサ、ちょっと待ってくれ。
なんでだよ。早いところ他の買い物も済ませないと、練習時間がどんどん削られて。
一枚だけ、一枚。ほら、そこに立って。
え
At the sight of me pulling out my camera from its case, Kazusa's eyes through her glasses sway a little bit.
ほら、笑って。で、普段通りの方がいいか。ほら、カズサ、しかめっ面頼む。
やっぱり私をバカにしてるだろ、お前。
そう、そんな感じ。行きます。はい。
There she is.
あ、
But that slightly confused expression was perfectly converted into data for the camera. No, she does look really cute.
お疲れ様でした。じゃあ次、家電コーナー行くぞ。
初めての一枚が変装姿かよ。
だって、これはこれで。
本当にバカにしやがって。
別にバカになんかしてないって。本当に似合って。
あ、そうだ、レシート。
え、何の？
変装道具一式のだよ。お前全部現金で払ってたよな。
ああ、そっか。
She found out.
後でまとめて精算するから、とりあえず渡しておいて。
いるかそんなの。俺のニーズで買ったんだから。
Haruki, come on. She literally has a company that would pay for all of this. She comes from a wealthy family. You don't have to dig into your little journalist paycheck to buy these things.
え？
I used cash for the sole purpose of paying for it myself. Why can't she understand that?
その代わり、これから買う家電とか家具は別だぞ。今の買い物と比べて金額の桁が違うしな。聞いてるのか？ちゃんと払えよ。
ああ。
それならいいんだよ。さあ、今度こそ行くぞ。
春樹。
ああ、それと、櫛は後でちゃんと踏んでおけよ。そうしないと、苦しんで死ぬことになるからな。
現実的なくせに、迷信深いな、お前は。
And that is a superstition I've still never heard of. Stepping on a comb, otherwise you die. And so the first day of my exclusive coverage of Toma Kazusa started off without any planning whatsoever. Even though Kazusa kept hurling abuse at me, she kept following me as I led the way, exactly 3 steps behind.
Yoshi, これでなんとか一通り揃えたかな。
A fridge, a table, a bed, etc. We went through everywhere from telephone providers to furniture stores, spending over 100,000 yen in just a few hours. That's a little less than $1,000. Though I suppose that this amount is barely even worth mentioning for the Toma family. After all, this generous family has paid 3 months' worth of fees for just a single month at their hotel, including deposits and key money.
もう2時だぞ。どれだけ私を引きずり回せば気が済むんだ。
文句言うだけのやつは楽でいいよな。
I mean, at this rate, she's going to be practicing until midnight if she could suddenly warp to the piano now. In the end, all of the negotiations with the salespeople were left to me. Kazusa lazily looked around the stores, and in the end, she found some reason to criticize my choices in purchase.
もうちょっとデザインも考慮に入れろ。春樹、お前機能とコストパフォーマンスしか見てないじゃないか。
生活必需品選びにそれ以外の観点があるか？
だからお前の生活には潤いが足りないんだ。もうちょっとゆとりを持って生きろよ、この働きあり。
Man, if you took a nice sweet spot between Kazusa's aloofness and Haruki's crazy hardworkingness, you'd have the perfect balance. Because she's right, he really is just like a worker ant. But you do need to think about those things as well.
お前、自分がキリギリスだって自覚してるだろ。
But when I asked her, then which one do you want? She only answered with, like I'd know. So we ended up going with the ones I picked first every time. Had Kazusa not complained about every little thing, we would have finished an hour earlier.
とにかく用事はこれで終わりなんだな。私はもう練習に向かっていいんだな。
ああ、お疲れ様。
本当に疲れるのはこれからだ。今から10時間だからな。
今日もやるのか？随分と遅くから始めるのに。
うん。日課だからな。
そっか。
Her mind should be filled with nothing but the hellish special training awaiting her. Yet, since last night, since the end of last week, Kazusa's expression has begun to look more and more peaceful.
それじゃあ、春樹。
あのさ、 できれば弾いてるところも撮らせてくれないかな。
悪い。練習だけは見せたくないんだ。まだ仕上がってないから。
最初の数分だけでいいんだけどな。弾いてるふりしてくれれば。
Awkward.
コンサートの後にしてくれ。今は集中したいんだ。
そっか。ごめん、無理って。
Oh, I'm glad he didn't push, and I'm glad she was strong with her boundaries as well. That's healthy.
いや、私の方こそ。
As proof, in a conversation that would have led her to shout at me before, we can now reach a compromise with each other.
じゃあ、頑張ってな。そうだ、晩飯はどうする？
なんでもいい。どうせ何作っても大してうまくないだろ、お前。
So rude.
わかったよ。
The bitter smile on my face probably never reached Kazusa, who has already turned the other way. What I had meant to ask was, do you want to eat out or eat at home? It really does look different. Wow. Also, managing to get all that under $1,000, like, nice job. That's really good. After coming home from practice, and whilst taking off her disguise, Kazusa stares at her transformed room in surprise.
何もしなかったくせに偉そうだな。
Of course she'd be surprised. After all, I did a thorough cleaning of this place, changed the curtains, put the furniture together, and set up all electronic devices for her, all by myself.
私の面倒を見るのは春樹の仕事だ。お前はそれを条件に私を取材する権利を得た。何も理不尽なことはしてないぞ。
じゃあ早速取材させてくれ。
その前にご飯。お腹すいた。なんだよ、まだ準備できてないのか？
This woman.
今の今まで部屋の片付けしてたんだよ。これから作るの。ついでに俺ヘトヘトなの。
You chose to do all of this.
そっか。じゃあできたら起こしてくれ。ああ、やっとベッドで寝られる。
This woman. I thought of asking her whether she had the decency to offer help, but I gave up right before the words left my mouth. I'd only have more to deal with if she does end up helping me. In a way, Kazusa's choice is indeed the right one.
時間ないからインスタントだぞ。
そりゃあよかった。今日こそはまともな食事にありつける。
She's so rude. That explanation doesn't satisfy me one bit, though.
ほら、こっち向け。
やめろって。人が食べてるところなんか撮るの。
顔隠すなよ。
When we finished our store-bought Chinese meat bowl, Kazusa opened the convenience store cake as if it was the true meal of the evening. But when I tried taking pictures of that particular scene, she refused by blocking the lens of my camera with her hands.
まるでパパラッチだな。こんなの覗き趣味の極致だ。
It's very cute, though.
お前のスイーツパラノイアなところなんかネタ的には面白いと思うんだけどな。
I don't deny her accusation, because even I agree. When I see that happy face Kazusa makes when she's eating these cheap cakes, I can't resist the urge to immortalize it in a photo.
私がケーキ食べるのがそんなに珍しいか？
お前のイメージと合わないからな。何しろ黒を基調にしたシックな装いだし。
その表現はやめろ。ムカムカしてくる。
By the way, what just fell into her mouth is a primarily white and cute strawberry shortcake. It's a 2-pack worth 300 yen, but it goes without saying that I don't get a share. Though it's not like I want any.
お前さ、その甘いもの好き、 母親の影響だろ。
最初は気づかなかったんだよな。
I turn on the voice recorder and put it on the table. Kazusa frowns at it a little, but according to our contract, she continues talking.
子供の頃からたまに母さんと一緒に食べる夕食には必ず食後にたくさんのデザートが並んでた。ケーキにプリンにドーナツに洋菓子いろいろ。今日はケーキ、明日はプリンとかじゃない。そいつらが全部テーブルいっぱいに広がってるんだ。
It sounds amazing, but very unhealthy if it's every day.
それを砂糖とミルクたっぷりのコーヒーで流し込むのが子供の頃のうちの習慣で。
気持ち悪いとか思わなかったのかよ。
いや、だってうまいだろ。
限度があるわ。
I mean, if you're raised on it, it's not bad.
あの人はそれをことも投げに平らげてた。それだけ体力と精神力を使ってたんだろうな。
そっか。
Even after eating that much sugar, she played concerts intense enough to use it all up. And she ended up passing down that rare type of metabolism to her daughter, along with the skill she molded from the energy obtained by that disposition.
初めておかしいって言われたのは小学校の修学旅行の時だったかな。班行動の時、京都の甘味屋に行ったらさ。
へえ、その頃はそういう行事にも参加してたんだ。
クラスの子の親とかには結構いろいろ言われてたらしいけどな。父親の名前を何度か聞かれたよ。知るわけないのに。
Yikes. Taking a dark turn.
まあでも少しだけど友達もいたし、大していじめられたりもしなかった。
そりゃよかったな。少しだけ。
他人に何を言われても平気だったんだ。身内に何か言われなければな。
でもそれは誤解だったわけだがな。
聞き手が勝手に論理展開するな。私の話した通りに書くのが仕事だろ。
It's true. It's leading the witness, Your Honor.
じゃあ書くぞ今の。いいんだな。
別にいいけどさ。こんな話面白いのか？
それは俺と上司と読者が判断するさ。お前はとにかく自分のこと何でも話してくれればいい。
よくわからないけど、売り物の雑誌に載せるかこんなの。
ケーキをパクつくピアニスト？
本当に変な。あ。
うん。こっちもごちそうさまでした。
Aww, beautiful.
やめろよ。恥ずかしいな。
Despite the sound of the shutter, Kazusa still puts the pork in her mouth, softly forgiving me with an embarrassed look.
すごく自然な表情だ。見てみるか？
やだよ、そんなの。くそ、やられた。
That expression tells me everything I need to know. The happiness Kazusa gets when she eats sweet foods causes her heart to temporarily soften.
そっか？いい家なんだけどな。口の端にクリームがべっとりついてて。
He's so evil.
消せ！跡形もなく消しやがれ！
な、早起きは三問の得だろ。
寒い。
Well, you're still wearing a skirt, Missy. It's 8 a.m. Thursday. After I'd woken up at my usual time and made the usual breakfast, I went over to Kazusa's apartment, only to see her spectacularly glued to the bed. No matter how many times I gave her a shake, she only responded with, "I don't need breakfast," or "Let me sleep a little longer." Thus, I had to exact divine punishment on her like this. I forced her to change her clothes, bound her hair, and forced her out of her apartment without further setbacks, taking her out with me on our morning walk.
おお、霜降りてる。こりゃ寒いわけだ。
God, it's like he forgot about Setsuna entirely. Like, she's just not even a part of this. Morning walk, though. I knew that the morning temperature was going to be 1 degree below freezing point.
なんでこんなところにいるんだ、私は。
After we left the apartment, we went to Minami Suetsugu Station, walked past the front gate of Hojo University and Hojo High School, and now we're strolling along the river. This path is rarely used by the students commuting by train, so it's less crowded than the area around our apartment, making it ideal for our walk. The river is beautiful for being something inside a metropolis. There's even a lot of vegetation. That's precisely why the cold permeates this area that much more.
ああ、こら、そこは俺が踏み抜こうと思ってたのに。
春樹は向こう側全部踏んだからいいだろ。
最後の楽しみに取っておいたんだよ。こっちの方がいい音しそうだったから。
I feel like all humans have that natural urge to step on frozen things.
あ、ヒール半分くらいまでめり込む。これ結構楽しい。
楽しいの分かってるよ。だから俺が
サクッと。
Aww.
ああ、やめろ。やめてくれ。
To distract themselves from the cold, 2 fully grown adults destroy one patch of frost after another. 2 schoolgirls pass these 2 immature adults with somewhat awkward expressions on their faces. A few seconds after that encounter, Kazusa stares at those 2 girls with a complex expression for a while.
お前もあの制服着てたよな、昔。
春樹だって。
あいにくと俺の制服はあんなに膝上丈が短くなかったぞ。
Unfortunately.
突っ込むかバカにするかしてくれよ。引っ込みがつかなくなるだろ。
聞いてなかったから安心しろ。
Even while calmly responding to me in that manner, Kazusa's eyes are still firmly aimed at those girls. No, more accurately,
懐かしいか。
she might be seeing ourselves in them. It must be odd, especially after having been out of the country for 5 years, suddenly warping back in front of your old high school where so many memories were. I mean, that would get anybody feeling nostalgic. In a bad way or a good way.
お前も着てただろ、付属の頃。
それがどうしたってんだよ。
そんなに意地張った言い方するなら、そうやって目で追わなけりゃいいんだよ。
That might have been a harsh comeback.
懐かしさなんて感じない。感じたらいけないんだ。
Even at my uncalled for comment, Kazusa doesn't divert her eyes from those girls.
なんだよそれ。
日本に来た日の夜、私、春樹に言ったよな。
何？
もう二度とここには来ない。昔の私が知っている場所には、昔の私を知っている場所には近づかない。たったの2週間前だよ、あれが。
Wow, 2 weeks. It feels so short yet so long ago. I asked Kazusa a question, yet she continued as if I understood everything. Not that I don't understand, though.
なんて意志薄弱、なんて朝令暮改。私ってバカじゃないのか？
どうして近づいたらダメなんだ？
Left without a choice, I ask her a question with the presumption that she too understands. But I can't fully accept what she has to say. I don't want to hear nor acknowledge her self-deprecating words.
それを聞くのか？言わせようとするのか？
Yeah.
お前って本当に悪趣味なやつだな。もう職業病かもな。
Very awkward, very fast. Done with stepping on patches of frost, Kazusa slowly moves down toward the river. She occasionally trips on the slippery grass, yet she never grabs onto my outstretched hands.
懐かしくなんか。
The sunlight is reflected by the surface of the river and shines on Kazusa's face with a swaying motion. But unlike the radiance of the light, the illuminated expression is covered in grief.
カズサ、こっち向いて。
嫌だ。
I can't keep myself from clicking the shutter.
嫌だって言ったのに。卑怯者。
今度はメガネ外して。
私に指図するな。
Kazusa, who called me a coward, started looking me straight in the eyes at some point. With the same attitude she used to say, "Don't give me orders," she slowly shows me her eyes no longer hidden behind her glasses.
帽子とマフラーも。
Because she cannot disobey an order given by Haruki, apparently.
つけやがるな。私を思い通りにするな。
This time, her hidden true face is exposed to me. Kazusa grimaced from the cold a bit, but after that, she started glaring at my lens. Maybe it was just my imagination that her lips seemed to be quivering.
なあ、カズサ。
なんだよ。
たとえバカだとしても、今こうして俺と昔歩いた道をまた一緒に歩いてくれる。
You can't
そんなカズサの方がいいな、俺は。
You can't say romantic things like that. You just, what are you doing?
だから近づいちゃいけなかったんだ。
Dude, poor Kazusa. This is hard.
髪飾りも取って。いつものカズサに戻って。
Not without any hint of stubbornness, Kazusa releases her hair just as I desire. Her long black hair flutters in the cold wind, softly blending in with the light coming from the water. This divine shot is probably not one that can be taken by someone of my skill.
What? まだ会社？私もう帰ってきちゃったぞ。夕食どうするつもりだよ。当たり前だ。食べてくるわけないだろ。お前が外食やめろって言ったんじゃないか。栄養が偏るからって。
And this is why you've got to teach her how to take care of herself and not just do it yourself, even if doing it yourself is easier. That's lazy.
なんだと？お前私に米を洗えっていうのか？
Oh God.
そんな大それたことができるとでも思ってるのか？
Come on, Kazusa, please, please. Make rice.
わかればいい。30分だ。それ以上は待てない。間に合わないとどうなるのかって？お前、私を餓死させるつもりか？は？サイン？するわけないだろ、そんなもの。そんなの知るか？勝手に色紙を預かってくるなんてどういうつもりだ？ああ、もう言い訳はいい。とにかく早く帰ってこい。私の空腹の方が限界だ。あ、それと帰りにプリン買ってきて。ビッグサイズの3個パック。ほら、近所のスーパーで特売だったろ？
Big size 3 packs. That's so cute. It's so unhealthy. My goodness.
おとといの買い置き分？そんなの残ってるわけないだろう。 それじゃあ、全力で走ってこい。これ以上私を待たせるのよ。はあ、まったく。
すいません。お騒がせしてます。
Oh, come on. Of course it's you. Okay. We're gonna stop off there for now. Whew. Excited for the next part. So thank you so much for being here with me on this playthrough of CODA, and I'll be back with more content shortly. Until then, hope you take care. See you!